Hi crafty friends, Kathy here. Welcome to my channel. Happy New Year. So I'm not sure what everyone's New Year's resolutions are. I mean, they're usually pretty standard. Eat healthy, exercise more, which is always on my New Year's resolution list. But this year, mine is different. And it's one that I know that I can keep. I vow to spend less money on stamps and dies, and by spending less money I mean quit wasting my money. I'm not saying I'm never going to buy stamps and dies. I'm just going to stop buying the same stamp and die set that I already have. So while I have a great system for organizing my stamps and dies, I had no way of keeping track what I already had. And so I tried to remember most of the times what I had, but then I'd have something in my wish list and I'd buy it, but I'd forget to remove it from my wish list, and then I'd buy it again. So I am going to introduce the Color My Life app to this video series. But to start off with how I sort them, how I store them, and then we'll switch the camera over to my tablet so I can do screen sharing of the Color My Life app. And I put it on my phone like a couple months ago, but never really used it, and I'm going to start using it now. And it's really inexpensive as far as I'm concerned. It's a great option. It's like $1.99 a month, but you get a free trial when you start it. Best thing to do when you have some new product, this one's not new, but it's an old storage way that I'm going to incorporate into my new system, so I just thought I'd show it to you because Stampin' Up! Has changed their storage pockets. So first thing I want to do is I'm going to sort them by manufacturer because I need to do the labels. So I've got my Stampin' Up. Here's my old DVD case, and here's two of the newer products. And then I've got some Hero Arts here. I have way more than this, but I don't want to overwhelm the video. I have a Concord & Ninth. So let's start with this one. And let me just tell you that the storage supplies that I'm linking are from Amazon. And they are now an affiliate for me, which means that if you shop the link below, it is no extra cost to you. It just helps me. It provides a little funding to me since I'm retired now and have no income coming in. If someone shops through that link, I just get a little kickback from it. It will help keep my channel going and making it able for me to keep providing content for you. So here's what I store them in. Most of my stamps and dies fit into these large storage pockets. I used to use Avery L, but they since went out of business. So I did some research and I found this Max Tech on Amazon, and it has 50, and it's like 7.5 by 5.5, I believe, is the dimensions. And what I do is before I put anything in them, I cut down these little cardstock panels. I use the Michaels paper because you can buy it in, big packs, and it's pretty inexpensive. This is actually heavy duty. You can buy it in like a 65-pound, but because I don't really use this one, this is a card-based thickness, but I don't really use this color too much, this craft, so I use it for my storage pockets. And I cut this down to 5.5 and just under 7.5 because the pocket is 7.5 and I want this to be able to shut, so I cut it just under the 7.5. So for this one, I already made the label, and basically I made all my labels for my Hero Arts at the same time. And I'll just show you the settings that I have. So I've got the margin on this. I'm not sure if you might not be able to see this, so I'm just going to tell you what it is. But the margin, I have it narrow. And that's just to reserve some of my label space. So then you're only cutting off this much instead of this much on this side and the same amount on the other side. And then I use the size small because you probably could do medium, I know it's really hard to see, but I have basically the manufacturer, so it says Hero Arts, and then I have the name of it right underneath. So I do that with all of them. So I do all my Hero Arts. So like I do this whenever I get a new inventory coming in, and so I sort them by the manufacturer first, so I can do all the labels at once. So I do all my Hero Art, then I'll clear it out, do all my Stampin' Up. And I had started these labels this morning and started the video, but didn't really like the video, so I deleted it. And that's why my labels are already made. This just gives it the sturdiness that I like. So if your stuff is smaller, like your stamp set and everything, if you don't have this piece of cardstock in here, it's gonna be flimsy, it's gonna bend more. So I just like to keep this in here for sturdiness. And so this is a stencil set. I'm just gonna cut some off the top. So it's under 7.5. So then in the front, I've got to I can see what it is. And this is a press plate. I think that's all I got with this. I don't think there's a stamp set that goes with this one. So I'm going to take this off. I'm going to throw this away. I don't need it because I've already got this one. And because it's just a single plate, I don't need a magnet for that. I'm just going to put this in here. And I'm going to put my label on it. I've got my label here. And then I'm going to set this aside because then we're going to put this in my Color My Life app. And I'm going to be able to note it that I have a stencil and a press plate for this. So that will be on the end of the video. Close the flap so it keeps it all in. And then when I store these are the bins that I put them in. These are from the Container Store, but you can buy any type of bin. And I think the size on these, it probably has the dimensions on my link. I don't have an affiliate with the Container Store, but I will still include it just in case you're wanting this item. But it's 7.5 wide, and then the length of it is it's about 11, and then the height is about 5 inches. So I keep all of my, see they're all the same size, I keep all my pockets in here, and then for these are comic book dividers, and I just cut them down. I think this is 8 1/4. 8 1/4 in length, and it's 5.5 width. And then I put it in front here, and I round the corner, and then I just put a label on it. And I do use a bigger font for these, so I have them by category. And then within the categories, if I have a ton, like let's say florals, I have 2 bins of florals. Maybe I need to stop buying florals, but I can't guarantee that's gonna happen because I love them. Within the florals, I will organize by manufacturer. So this is just how I put them in here. So when this is ready to go, I will actually put this in with my Christmas themed items. And I do have a lot of Christmas, so then I'll sort it within my Christmas. I'll sort it alphabetically by manufacturer. Okay, so this one's ready to go into our inventory. Now, I wanted to talk about Stampin' Up. They used to come in these DVD cases. They have some positives, like you can see on the side what exactly the set is. And then on the front, you have the photo. And on the inside, so this one has a stamp and die, and I would keep, anytime I get a die, with the Stampin' Up, their dies would come in different shape packages, and that would drive me nuts. So I would take them out of the package and put them in with my case. You could leave this and keep them separate, which I might do. I haven't 100% decided yet what I'm gonna do. But I'm thinking that if I want to keep all of my inventory together, like if I want to keep this with my florals, I'm going to take this out and put them into these storage pockets here. So what I would probably do is just take out this whole lining. Here it is. comes right out here, and I can just basically put this right in. It has the stickers here that you can put on them. I haven't done that yet. So again, I've got my stamps and dies, and depending on what I do, if I decide that I want to do these all in my envelopes, I'm going to convert them to file them just like I do everything else, but I'm going to hold off on these to make sure I have enough pockets. I'm going to do all my other inventory first and then maybe come back to this. But what I really wanted to show you was this new packaging. It's great for the fact that it's super thin. It doesn't take up much room. But if you store from the side, you don't know what's here. You're going to have to create labels. The one thing nice, though, is their dies. They never used to have images for their dies, but now they do. But the problem I have with this is it's too tall. So if I sort them in my bin with my other stuff, they're going to stick up taller than everything else. And that's going to drive me nuts. So I decided that I am not going to keep these pockets for this purpose. I'm going to take this out of here, and I'm going to use this pocket for, let's see if I can even get it open here. Hang on. I'm going to use this for other things like ephemera, maybe some chipboard pieces, stuff like that. I'm not going to throw them away. I'll find uses for them. And when I do, I will do another video on that. But I'm going to take this out of here. And so here's my dies. And here is my stamp set. Okay, for my Stampin' Up! Ones, for my insert for my pocket, I'm actually going to use white because I'm going to stamp this on here. And for anything that has a stamp set, I'm going to use the white because I just think it'll show better. So let me get my stamp positioner. So I'm just going to line it up in here. I didn't clean this before, so I've got a little extra ink on my paper from before, but again, this is just for my storage, so it doesn't really matter. So I've got it stamped up here. And you'll see why I'm doing this in a second. There we go. It's not the best image, but it works for me. Just so I know, I want to make sure that I'm getting these all back before I put it away. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's more for me, you get a general idea of what's in here. Right now, I'm going to keep these on the tape. I'm not going to put these on magnets. I can just put more tape down, or I can get a magnet once the tape starts wearing off. So for the magnets, there's a couple different options. Yeah, I got these at Amazon. They're 4x6. I think they came in a pack of 36. I'll have them linked. They're not super sturdy, so they're good for maybe fewer dies or bigger dies where you don't have a lot. If you have a ton of little dies, I would use something a little bit stronger. Let me show you one of those. And this is how I used to, it came with a pocket that goes with it, but it's a little too thick for me. And I didn't really like it for storing my stamps and dies. So what I'm doing is I take those pockets and I use them for other things like I said with, those Stampin' Up! Ones. Embellishments, chipboard, stuff like that. But I take the magnet out and use it for like this. And then cut it down to fit inside my pockets because these are a little bit sturdier. So that's another option. I'll have those linked. Right now I'm not going to put these on a magnet until I need to. And then another option is, I've already cut this one down so I can't show you, but it comes longer. These are called vent covers. They're for your vents in your house, and you can get these at hardware stores, and it's like a 3-pack, and they're a little bit longer. Maybe not as cost effective, but it's a good choice if you have a bigger set that you need to store. Like these would be good for Gina K, Altenew, stuff like that, the bigger sets. And for those envelopes, what I use is what's called extra large pockets from that same company, Max Tex. And then for the insert that I put in it, I cut those down to 9 1/4 by 6 1/4. And then I label them and do everything pretty much the same way. I just keep those in a different spot in my room in bigger bins. So let's get back to this. So I'm going to put this in here. Got my stamp set, got my die set. I'm going to turn my die set facing the back. So now, let me get my label. Stampin' Up! Endless Love. Put that right up at the top. So now this is going to get filed in with my love theme. I've showed you how I do something that has a stamp set and dies. And this one is one that I showed you that just has like the better press and stencils. Where I'm going to differentiate with what they have in them is going to be in my Color My Life app. So again, these get filed with my other stamps and dies. We need to do inventory on them. So there's going to be a little pause in this video and you'll notice probably a different view because I need to switch over. To finish this video out, I need to switch it over onto my either my PC or my husband's Samsung tablet. We'll figure what out we're going to use and come back and add that to this video. Okay, everyone, I'm at the point of the video now where I'm going to start doing my inventory cataloging, and I'm using the Color My Life app. If you look on the bottom right corner, there's a purplish, bluish right circle with a plus sign in it. You're going to click on that and you're going to hit Add Item. The easiest way to get an item entered is to scan the barcode. Some of them work and some of them don't. So let's try one. There it goes. Okay, so that one is entered. I am on my husband's tablet, Samsung Galaxy, and I am not used to this. I don't usually use this. I use my laptop, so this is a learning curve for me, as well as this Color My Life app, so try to bear with me. So I've got the picture, and now it shows you at the top, it says the love letter dies, and then it classifies it as a die, and you can put colors in if you want, but there's no colors for this. And then you can add tags. So I'm going to add tags. I'm going to add whatever I want to tag this so that I can find it. So I'm going to tag love, Valentine's, and let's just do, I'm just going to tag panel because it's a panel die. And then I'm going to store it in, the next one down is item is stored here. And you can put whatever you want for where you're going to store it. So I'm going to label mine as panel. I can't get rid of this keyboard now. This is what I'm talking about. Let's see. I'm going to save changes and come back to it. Okay, here we go. So again, we're going into the description. It's got, I'm going to edit it. So if you look on the 3 dots, you can edit it. Come back over here and I'm going to do this panel. I don't know how to get rid of this keyboard. Oh, there it goes. Okay. And then because it was a barcode, the nice thing is it puts in the manufacturer and it also puts in the price. So here's the price. And that's good. Like if you are thinking about reselling an item later, you kind of know how much you paid for it and you can judge how much you should sell it for. So this one's good to go. So I'm just going to hit save because we've already added it. And now let's do another one where you have to manually key it in. Down here again, it's the plus sign. I'm going to add an item and I'm going to hit the camera button here and I'm going to select from my photo gallery. So I already saved photos of these to the tablet so that I can easily put them in, but you can just go to the internet and get images. So I got my image, hit done. And then I'm going to come over here. Again, guys, I'm having troubles with this. Okay, here we go. So now we're going to label it Endless Love. And I'm going to select my category. So on this, I have dies and a stamp set. So if you look under the categories for dies, it's got a die embossing set, die hot foil plate, die stencil. It doesn't have a die stamp. So I'm going to look down at the stamp section. And here's one that's for a Stampin' Die. So I'm going to hit that. And I'm going to add my tags. There we go. So for this, I want to key in all of my sentiments. So I've got love, XO, hugs and kisses. Let's get a space in here between the love and the hugs. Hugs and kisses. Today and always. It's got the word sending you. Happy day to from Valentine's. And then it's got a bunch of different hearts, so we're just going to add heart shapes or just hearts. Item is stored, and it's stored in my love tab. Oops. Manufacturer, Stampin'. Stampin' Up. And the price for that, I think, is, let me see if I can see it. I'm going to add the prices in because I want to keep track of this. I think it says 47.50. Done. And I'm just going to add item. So now you see I've got my Endless Love, and then I have my love letter dies. And so the next one I'm going to enter is my Hero Arts poinsettia. So I'm going to come back here again on the bottom right to add an item. And I'm going to go to my photos. So I'm going to go to the camera on the bottom right. Camera. There we go. Select from my photo gallery. So I did pick out a few photos. So I've got a photo of the actual product. I didn't get the stencils yet. I'll just add that in later. But then I got a couple inspirational pictures, which I will also go add more later, so that when I'm looking at this, I can also get some inspiration. And hit done. So now if you scroll, it shows you all the photos entered under that. So now we're going to come over here and we're going to add the title. I'm just going to let my category, and this one is a Better Press, and it's a stencil. So let's see if we can find that. Letterpress and stencil set. So I'm going to choose that option. Save. I'm going to come over here. Again, I'm having troubles with this tablet. I wish I was on my laptop. I'm going to add my tags. I'm just going to hit poinsettia. Holiday. I'm going to do background. Christmas. And stencils. I'll just and letterpress just to be safe. Item is stored in Christmas. Manufacturer, Hero Arts. And I'm not sure of the price, so I'll add that later, but I'm going to add my items. So now you can see that I've got my 3. And then now that I have some stuff here, you can filter and you can search by manufacturer, apply. So it's only going to pull up my love letter dies for Conquer a Ninth. So I'm going to go back here, filter again, uncheck that. You could add colors if you have colors, but I don't have any colors, but I got to get in here and play around more. If I want to look for a certain sentiment, you can go up here in the search, I believe, and I'm just going to search the word happy. And then, I don't know, there's no return here or enter, so I'm not sure how to get it. No, that's not it. Okay. Anyways, I have more luck with this on my phone. I've used it on my phone, and I'm able to figure out how to search items when I'm on my phone. I'm just not very comfortable with this tablet. But there are options. So putting in that happy and then hitting the search, this is like a color thing. That's not going to work. These 3 dots there, it's a color picker. So that's not what I'm looking for. I'm just trying to search. There, you know, now that I've keyed it in before, now it pulls it up. So this is the only set I have in my inventory that has the word happy in it. So I have a lot to learn on this, and I just wanted to show you, as I think this has got a lot of potential. It's going to be a time-consuming process to begin with, but in the future, it's going to really help me with my inspiration, you know, getting ideas, knowing what I have, and then it's also going to prevent me from buying duplicate items, which is my main goal. So I hope you like this video, and if you do, please give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see future videos, please hit subscribe, and I appreciate you watching. Happy New Year. Bye.